All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for like one or two real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, before I talk about Styx and this story that it's just incredible how Styx won't make amends with Dennis DeYoung and do one last tour with Dennis. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It's not good business. It's not good for the catalog. I mean, how much more would Styx move their catalog if Dennis was out there with them promoting all of the great old music, not Mission to Mars, okay? Not whatever that last thing, the crash of the crowns or whatever it was called. Nobody cares. I mean, those weren't bad records, but nobody cares. All right. Speaking of nobody cares, I'm promoting a band that sounds a little bit like Styx and maybe a bit like Yes, and maybe a little Toto in here and some Journey. I don't know. Zelbo. Okay. So if you like Zelbo and you're good with Zelbo grease, for instance, you're good at cleaning things. His music to clean by. Give me some Zelbo grease. I may have just invented a t-shirt for this band. It's called In My Dreams. You look at that album cover and looks kind of proggy, right? It's not, it's kind of both. All right. So it's kind of like Styx. They were kind of proggy and they were kind of pop, and they weren't supposed to be pop. They were always supposed to be like a heavy metal band. Styx, the heavy metal band, like their early albums that absolutely flopped and nobody cared about them. Dennis writes this song called Lady, and then boom. He tells the story better than I do. By the way, Dennis, I'm getting a little tired of doing all the heavy lifting out here for you. All right, brother, you're welcome on the show at any time. Some words have gone back and forth between me and the manager of Styx and the lead guitarist of Styx, who is probably better at being Tommy Shaw these days than Tommy is, but that's another video. All right, here's the story. According to Styx manager Charlie Brusco, the band hasn't spoken to former singer Dennis DeYoung since he was fired in 1999. You hear a lot about how these bands, they're like brothers, man. They're so close. And again, the same narrative goes out here. Guys, can you come up with a new narrative about Styx? At what point do we just buy into he's too controlling, he's hard to work with, he's impossible? All right, even if all of that was true in, say, 1982, it's 2024. Dennis he's been saying, hey, what I really want is just to go out there one more time, Mo, Larry, and Curly, meaning JY, Tommy, and Dennis. They go out there, they do the tour, and then Dennis waves goodbye and says, thank you. All right. But these guys put it out there like, see how cool we are? We're not talking to the geek anymore. The guy who ruined Styx. We don't talk to him. You know, the guy who wrote all of our big hit songs. We're not. We don't want to waste time with him. He doesn't deserve the time of day. He's had that intact marriage for like 50 something years. His wife, Suzanne, is like Yoko to us. No. Oh, by the way, Suzanne is not like Yoko. Just putting it out there. Very nice woman. So here's the story. This guy, Brusco, Charlie Brusco, he went on a podcast. And I guess, yeah, he's been the manager since Dennis got fired in 1999. So Tommy and JY came to me. Now he's recalling the story. We got a new album coming out and Dennis can't tour. How much does this sound like the Journey thing? But the difference is Steve Perry didn't want to come back. Dennis wanted to come back, but couldn't come back. All right. Unless, they wanted Dennis to produce a doctor's note or something, and Dennis wouldn't do that. I don't know the whole story about. All I know is Dennis got this virus. Interesting, right? Maybe a precursor to 2020. So he got a virus, and then he was light sensitive, and he was sick for a very long period of time. I think he said it kicked him in the ass or something. So why would you not believe that? But these guys, they come from the school of never let a good crisis go to waste, Dave. So Dennis is sick, so we can kick him to the curb. And that's what they did. He said to the manager here, we want to go out there without him. Now, these guys, they haven't spoken to Dennis in 25 years. They haven't spoken to Dennis DeYoung in 25 years, right? So they don't really care. They don't care about Dennis DeYoung. They don't like him as a person. He made them all of this money. And by the way, they don't imagine going to, all right, so I go see Styx, right? All right, let's hear Babe. It's your biggest song of all time. Well, no, it's a wimpy ballad. We don't play wimpy ballads anymore. I want to hear Babe. It's your biggest song of all time. Are you going to play it? No, we're not. That's ridiculous. Hey, REO Speedwagon, can you stop doing Can't Fight This Feeling? It's weird because Styx used to hang out with REO all the time. And what's REO, at least later on in their career, famous for? Ballads, Keep On Loving You, and Can't Fight This Feeling. Imagine we're not going to do Can't Fight This Feeling tonight. It's too wimpy. And, I know we've rocked out a bit, and maybe you need a rest. Maybe you've run out of $14 beer and you're tired and you need a rest. And we were going to give you that rest because we're going to play our sappy love ballad, and old people can sit there and have their, I was going to say lighters, phone. It's Dave. It's lighters. Come on, bro. No, their phone, right? And they can, shine their phone, and maybe they can make out for 5 seconds or something to relive the old days. We were going to do that, but we've decided, we're not going to do that because it's too cheesy. It's too wimpy. I mean, REO, when you think of REO, I just think of a good rock band. I mean, the older REO is far better than the newer REO, and Styx with Dennis DeYoung was good, was very good. They were both pop and proggy, and I think it worked. It worked for Styx. Kind of like Zelbo. Here's Zelbo again. All right, so let me move on because this is just so amazing. So yeah, the story is they wanted to go out there, but they're basically telling the manager here, according to this story, that we can't go backwards. If we're going to do this for 6 months and then turn around and go back to Dennis DeYoung, we're not doing it. So, it's kind of like leaving a church that you don't like. We're going to leave this church. We got to go to a different church, and we can't go back to the old church because it's embarrassing, right? We don't want people to see us and go, didn't you guys leave? What happened to you? Where did you go? I mean, I know it's not as good of an analogy here, but they're basically saying that they weren't going to go back to bringing, Dennis in again. According to Brusco, the rest of Styx could no longer handle, again, here we go, Dennis DeYoung's demanding ways. Dennis likes to be in control of everything. And how did that work out when he was in control of everything? How did that work out for Styx? Well, I think it worked out pretty well. Didn't they have like 4 multi-platinum albums in a row with Styx managing and Dennis managing everything? Didn't they have 4 platinum albums in a row? But then Roboto. So what? Roboto. Okay. All right. You don't like Roboto, even though the band is now performing Roboto. That Roboto ruined Styx. Kilroy was here. Worst thing that ever happened. That stupid Don't Let It End. That made it end. Once Dennis performed that song, that was the end of Styx because he said, don't let it end. See what I did there? So Dennis likes to control everything. Gee, we haven't heard that before. Similar personality clashes had led to Styx's 2 previous hiatuses. But in this case, the band decided to simply fire their frontman. You mean the founding member of Styx? The founder and chairman, CEO, brainchild, moneymaker, all of the above? You decided, let's just get rid of him. Can he sing still? Of course he could sing. He could sing better than you guys. But we're going to fire him. The job of telling Dennis DeYoung fell on Brusco. I called him on the phone and told him, and the reaction was not good. The manager admitted, detailing his uncomfortable conversation with DeYoung. And he said to me, and of course he's going to remember this part, you know that no one will come to see them without me. And I go, well, we'll see. We'll find out. DeYoung was replaced by the amazing Lawrence Gowan, the spinning keyboard specialist. And the band has continued touring and releasing new music ever since. And the music has gone nowhere. And the band would be far better with Dennis DeYoung. But yes, people are showing up. And here's why, Dennis was kind of wrong. Let's just be honest. You know why Dennis was wrong? Because he underestimated the stupidity of certain people. Sorry. Look, all right. Is Styx okay without? They're okay without Dennis. I've seen them once. They were on tour. It was a 38 special REO. And REO didn't play any of their ballads. And 38 special, they didn't do Second Chance. Nobody did any ballads the whole night. It was a ballad-free night. If you want ballads, Barry Manilow is on his final tour right now. Go see Barry. All right. By the way, you probably should go see Barry. All right. All kidding aside, folks, this idea that they shouldn't be talking to Dennis DeYoung anymore, and this is good. This is a good thing for Styx. It's the dumbest reasoning. And to put this article out there now, right? When it's like you've put nails in this coffin. How many times are you going to, he's difficult to work with? Just go out and tour for a month or two. Special shows with Dennis DeYoung. Sell some catalog. Repackage Styx greatest hits. Puts a couple of mystery tracks in there. Couple of different versions, remix something. Your Styx, you're the Crash of the Crowns or Mission to Mars and Jupiter and Venus and Saturn. It'd be amazing. Dennis DeYoung before it's too late. By the way, I think Dennis is supposed to go back out there at some point. I don't know if he's going to. I was once in contact with his manager. And I was trying to get him on here to talk. I don't think he likes the political stuff I throw out there. And if he goes on with me, that might be the end of everything for him. He has gone on a couple of other shows, and I was, a little disappointed that he chose some folks that didn't know the situation. I've followed this for quite a long time. I look, do I have anything personally against Tommy Shaw? No. JY maybe. I don't like JY. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know these people. And if I got to know them, I'd probably say, okay, so you guys can't forgive this old dude over here who made you guys a ton of money. Like your fake image of the band is more important than what fans would like. That's your fake image. Well, we have to be just muscular, testosterone, vitamin D. What? It's too late. You guys are all old. What are you doing? This is dumb. Anyway, folks. So the manager here tells it like it is. Dennis is difficult. How many times have we heard this? Dennis is difficult to work with. Didn't Dennis pay a whole bunch of bills for Tommy or something? Tommy, let's get Styx back together again. Well, he didn't pay the bills. But Tommy was kind of behind on the rent a little bit on something. I don't know all the details of what the financial situation was. But Dennis is like, okay, let's get the old band back together again and we'll make a ton of money. Return to Paradise. That's what that was all about. That's all Dennis, right? Dennis, let's do this. Tommy, okay, I'll do it. Even though he and Ted Nugent both gave Dennis the middle digit on stage during the whole damn Yankees thing. This is an epic rant, by the way. I'm giving myself some credit. Here's some Zelbo. God darn it, people. Gosh darn it. Gee whiz. Can we do better than this as human beings and just make amends? Is it this ridiculous? He's tough to deal with. Why? Because he was smarter than you guys? How many platinum albums do you want in a row? And then you have one that doesn't do quite as well as the others. Dennis said the idea after that was to pivot in another direction. Look what happened to REO Speedwagon after High Infidelity. Good Trouble? Good Trouble bombed. It was a good album, but you know, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. REO, by the way, still playing the ballads out there. Can't fight this feeling, baby. They should be playing Babe. Why? Hey, you Styx fans, you should ask, how come Styx doesn't play Babe? Lawrence Gowan, he's just as good as Dennis. He could sing Babe, right? He'd be great with his Munchkin voice singing Babe. I think he'd be fantastic. The Lollipop Guild would approve.